Welcome to the Dungeon Tales channel. Before we begin, a couple of spoilers for the Storm King's Thunder campaign, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers for that, you can go ahead and leave. I'll just wait. You're gone? Good, then let's begin. This video will be about a battle we had with a particular fire giant and his army of hobgoblins. He had even goblins, hobgoblin warlords, you name it, at his disposal. And what we had us, the party. Me, a paladin, dragonborn, a witch, Azimar, a sorcerer, fire genasi, which only cast fire spells, so that was particularly amusing, and a bard, homebrew construct of sorts. Don't really know what he was, but hey. And as well, we had a elf ranger with his wolf companion. I believe he was of the beast conclave with a Unearthed Arcana variant of the ranger. So yeah, that's our party lineup right there. Besides that, I had my companion from my Find Steed spell, an owlbear, believe it or not, and the witch had I believe it was some kind of conjuration scroll she had used from a while back to summon a saber-toothed tiger, which she used as a mount. So yeah, that's about it for our party mashup right there. We were in Icewind Dale, which is the northern part of Faerun, in a village called Brynshandr, which resided at the base of the Spine of the World, in a little region called the Ten Towns. And as you can see, Brynshandr is in the middle. Where we laid waste to the fire giant and his cohort is directly south of Brynshandr in the forest area. Now, in Brynshandr, we had an agreement of some sort because of the fight that my group had before I jumped into the story with the giants that attacked them from all sides. We had the complete trust of the mayor, which could supply us with soldiers in this fight, which we had totally forgotten, which my dungeon master even supplied with me as a task to go and talk to said people in their military. I don't remember the specifics, but I was supposed to go maybe to the mayor and tell him, hey, we're gonna attack the fire giants, you should probably come with us. But I totally forgotten that, so please bear that in mind. But yeah, I messed up on that part, but we actually went up against this fight, only the 6 of us, I believe. And we set up an ambush, we set it up carefully. There was no scouts in the area around us or anything, so we had a fairly good position to lay waste and have a brilliant surprise round in our hands if we actually succeeded on our stealth checks to get in there into the forest, which we did. We scouted ahead, made sure there was no traps, no booby traps that would alert them to our presence, no nothing. We came up to the opening towards the field where they were having their base camp set up. Not more like a base camp, it was just like a dig site where they were digging out this huge metal rod, or was it maybe made of onyx? I don't remember exactly, but they played a big part in the story to come in the Storm King's Thunder. But essentially the giant had goblin slaves digging out this huge rod in the middle of this forest opening, and it was huge. It was basically a killing field for us. And the giant was giving out orders, ordering around the hobgoblins, and there were ogres as well. But he was just giving out orders, and we set it up at the border of this big field, the snowy big field. We prepared our spells, cast magic weapon on our ranger so that he could fire away, and to my knowledge I didn't know what resistances and all that was. I just knew that, hey, you're gonna do more damage with this, take it. And then all I had to do was keep up concentration. Spoiler alert, I didn't. So we unleashed a volley. I had a crossbow I had purchased in a town beforehand. It wasn't the best shot, but I mean, it's a ranged weapon. It's better than nothing. But we fired away. The sorcerer fired away lightning bolts at the giant, since that was the only thing he had that was non-fiery. The bard cast fairy fire, so we all had advantage on the giant and all the hobgoblins. My owlbear charged at the hobgoblins and the ogres that were charging towards us as soon as we opened fire. My owlbear's name is Brian, by the way. Good name for an owlbear. But yeah, we unleashed volley after volley of bolts, arrows, magic, you name it. But man, did they have a lot of health. And it was probably one of the toughest fights we've had in the campaign so far at the time. But we were persistent, and I charged as soon as the giant came at us. I charged at it, me being a paladin, and just unleashed load after load with divine smites, just making no damage at all on the fire giant. And he pummeled me to the ground, maybe 3 times, knocking me unconscious, me getting healed back up by the bard from just a mere healing word. That was all that it had. But that was what was needed for me to keep up the pressure on the fire giant so that it didn't go after anybody else, just me. And if anybody else got hurt, I could try to get over to them, heal them with lay on hands, which is a paladin feature, and keep them in the fight, essentially. We kept this up for a number of rounds. I think the fight itself may have gone on for maybe 2 minutes straight. And that in D&D sense, in the 5th edition, is really long. Really, really long. But once we eventually felled the fire giant, which I killed spectacularly, I felled it by... I had a hand axe at the time, I believe, and I sliced his mouth open, kind of like the smile of the Joker, or maybe Saw. So it just spilled out blood all over me, and then I just roared at the hobgoblins that were charging at me. And I just charged at them as well, and among them were a hobgoblin warlord, which was not a piece of cake. That was maybe even harder to bring down than the fire giant, actually, if I remember correctly. We had a very hard time bringing them all down, but eventually we succeeded. With a couple of bumps and bruises, but we came out victorious, slaying the fire giant, and we even killed all the goblin slaves that were just lying around waiting to basically die because they had like 4th level exhaustion or something. And besides, they're goblins. Who really cares? Nobody does. Let's be real here. Come on. So once we had felled all our enemies, we took the rod after identifying it as a rod of Vonindad. Peculiar device, but we took it back to the village, Bryn Chandel, and were greeted as heroes, blood-soaked heroes with a lot of bumps and bruises. But this fight was essentially the pinnacle of what was to come if we were to fight against every giant that we would encounter in Stormking's Thunder, which we practically did. We took it head on and killed a lot of giants. which I will tell in future stories to come. And I hope that you all enjoy my stories, because I will tell them to the best of my knowledge, and I will keep on improving, and yeah, just give out the best amount of content that I can provide, and with time maybe it will even improve my storytelling, because this fight was so epic in its proportion, and just how to weave imagination and play into the mind theater that is D&D is so spectacular. My Dungeon Master did it perfectly. Does still to this day do it so good. And I just love D&D. This fight was what essentially made me love it so much. But yeah, that will do it for this video. My first video on Dungeons and Dragons, with more to come. Like, comment, and subscribe if you would like. Will help me out, I think. But yeah, thank you, and be safe, travelers.